Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker announced a package of education reforms today.
Well, the governor is focusing on 3 areas to improve education throughout the state, which may help qualify the state for a waiver from the No Child Left Behind Act.
First, his Read to Lead initiative works to get kids reading at a younger age and also calls for more rigorous teacher licensing exams. The second initiative is called Educator Effectiveness, which is aimed at creating a fair assessment of teachers and principals. And finally, School Accountability, which looks at rating all schools based on student growth and progress towards higher education.
Well, the governor says he is keeping a campaign promise he made for education reform.
I'm not going to talk much more about the past, what's happened in the past year, other than to say that was what I laid out 2 years ago at this forum as a candidate for governor. That's what I've done in the past year as your governor, and that's what I hope to continue to do as your governor into the future.
Now, both the La Crosse School District Superintendent and the Wisconsin Education Association Council, also known as WEAC, the state's largest education union, says these ideas are not new. In fact, these initiatives have already been under development for several months and in some cases several years.
Both the superintendent and the head of WEAC worry how these initiatives can be put into action with the lack of education funding.
It's a good first step. I mean, I think conceptually there are some things inside of this that can help us move forward. I think the question is going to be how rapidly and how is this going to work, and that's yet to be seen.
Our real concern about that is that it isn't backed up by the fact that reading specialists and library media specialists and classroom teachers who work directly with students on learning to read are being issued layoff notices in districts as they try to deal with the massive budget cuts that this governor has introduced. So it's a question of having the actual actions match the rhetoric that supports public schools.
So today's announcement comes after months of work by 3 separate bipartisan task forces, including support from the state superintendent, Tony Evers.
And today, Evers released a statement saying, quote, "Despite my leadership in these arenas and constitutional authority, I have not been involved in the drafting of the education proposals that have been announced. Clearly, it is essential to see the details of this proposed legislation and ensure they match the intent and spirit of all the work that so many groups and individuals put into improving schools and academic achievement for all students in Wisconsin."